you asked me the question. I wanted to answer this for the whole class because I think it was a good question of how do I deal with negative thoughts as they come up? Because we said that we have that you can have about 60,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts that come up. And what do I do with the negative thoughts or the thoughts that I don't want to have? And I think once upon a time there was a time when those thoughts would come up. I would get into a war inside of my head with those thoughts. And that goes back to, I don't know if you remember what they said in the movie, what you resist persists. Well, you can resist, God bless you, you can resist your very own thinking. So that when those negative thoughts come up, you can say, no, no, no negative thoughts, get away, you're the bad thoughts, why am I thinking again? And it can become a form of self-torture or self-punishment. That the experience that I've had is that I would punish myself with the thoughts that I was thinking. Like, why am I thinking this thought again? And why? Remember I was telling you about why questions, like why me questions. Why am I thinking this? Why is this happening to me? And so what I do now is, and I still have thoughts that come up that are negative, but it's the way that I handle them that I think that is different from me. So when they come up, usually what I do is that I'll either forgive myself for thinking the thought, or and the reason I forgive myself is because, in my opinion, anytime a negative thought comes up inside of my head, it's a reflection of what I think about myself. It's a reflection of a limiting thought about myself, that I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, I can't have it. To me, that's the main thought underneath every negative thought. So if I can go to the essence of that and say to myself, I forgive myself for thinking that I'm not good enough, or I forgive myself for thinking this about this other person. Because usually whatever I'm thinking about another person is, in my opinion, is what I'm thinking about myself, whether it's negative or positive. That's just a belief that I hold. And it works really well for me because I'm not trying to change you. I might have a thought about you, but I'm going to turn it back on me, and then I can work with it inside myself. But I can't work with your thoughts. I can't work with your feelings because they're yours. They belong to you. And my thoughts and my feelings, they belong to me. They're in my domain. And that's where I work with them. And the best way for me to do that is that self-forgiveness piece. Forgiving the thought or thanking the thoughts. Not trying to push them away. Not trying to say, go away, get away, bad thoughts, I'm not going to think of you. To me, that's resistant energy. So I just see them and I say, I see you, thank you. What is it that you're trying to show me? What is the gift that you have for me? Or what's trying to happen? What's trying to evolve? You have a message for me. Or you're trying to help me become clear on what it is I want, just like we did on a list. A lot of times, the list of the things that we don't want are just negative thoughts, really. I don't want this and I don't like this, that type of thinking. It's just helping me to make it clear on what it is I do want, on what I do want to experience. And that's the way I hold it. So the energy of that is not so much pushing it away as it's accepting it, thanking it, and then refocusing. Does that make sense to everyone? And thank you for that question, Elsie.